Yo, what is up guys? So Fortnite patch 5.4 has finally hit and I got to test it out, give you guys some gameplay here in the background. You guys are going to be seeing the new mode called the Getaway, but we're really here to mainly go over what are the changes. There's a lot of buffs and nerfs, and even some weapons have been removed, specifically the revolver, so rip that gun, but I'm totally fine with that. But anyways, first off, the biggest change with this and the new item that I think a lot of people are excited about is going to be the grappler. It's a new item in the game that you can pick up in several different locations. So let's go ahead and go over that first. So the grappler is basically the big new addition to the latest patch 5.4. But the gameplay that you guys are going to be seeing, it might have some grappler eventually in it, I don't recall, but it is on the latest patch. We're actually playing in the new mode called the Getaway, which basically has a llama that you can actually carry. It does give you health and shield regeneration, but it makes your movement speed slower by 10%, which is actually a pretty big deal. But anyways, the main part of this video, again, is about the balance changes to the weapons and what else is kind of new in here. So first off, the add the grappler. You can pull yourself to an object. It can be found on vending machines, floor loot, treasure chests, supply drops, and supply llamas. So basically, wherever there would be something, you can get a grappler. It has 15 charges, and it's discarded when all the charges are depleted. It is of the epic rarity. Now, there's another thing, it didn't mention it, but it cannot stack the sizes. So it has 15 charges, but once those 15 are gone, you can't replenish them by any other means. Even if you were to pick up another one, let's say you had one with 5 charges, another one with 5 charges, you cannot stack them on top of each other, unfortunately. I wish you could, but nonetheless, that's how it works. So they also vaulted the revolvers. So what this means is there's no more revolvers. They're put in a separate location. Sometimes things can return in some type of limited time game mode. Like the one you guys are seeing right here is a limited time game mode, which sometimes they'll bring back certain things. I remember they brought back the jetpack at one point, but for now, revolvers are completely out of the game. So they're not even nerfed. They're just gone. That's fine with me. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I personally was never a fan of getting a revolver early on in the game. I really dislike that weapon. It's probably my least desirable weapon in the very beginning of the game. However, hand cannons are almost the same. Technically, they do less damage, but in the very beginning, if you get a headshot with a revolver, more than likely they're going to be dying unless they're super far away due to damage drop-off. But yeah, vault to the revolvers. They also adjusted a lot of the colors for the guns in the game, which I'm sure a lot of you guys did notice as well. But anyways, it says that rarity color adjustments notes. It says the original percentages for drops were incorrect. We have since updated the percentages to clarify the exact change to the weapons. So basically, some of the items have been removed or modified to better reflect their effectiveness. This only affects their colors, and other characteristics are unchanged. So even though they technically removed some of the rarity, they upped the rarity of the other guns in the same category to kind of compensate for that, and I'll explain that in just a second because I know that might sound a little confusing. So, first off, they removed the common suppressed submachine gun. They also removed the rare rocket launcher, and it says the availability of epic and legendary rocket launches are increased to slightly compensate. So, since one rarity is completely out of the game, the rest of them have been adjusted so the drop rate is kind of the same, if that makes any sense. So, let me go ahead and get a little bit more into it. So, first off, it says they increased the epic rocket launcher's drop chance from 0.11% to 0.73%. And then they increased the legendary rocket launcher drop chance from 0.03 to 0.1. So basically what that means is even though their drop rate is higher, since they removed the other ones, they're still about the same to compensate. It's kind of what the patch notes say, if that makes any sense. But also they removed the legendary bolt sniper rifle. Basically you have the heavy sniper anyways. They also removed the rare pistol from the game. Totally cool with that as well. The remote explosives increased from rare to epic, so you're going to see those a lot less. That's basically the C4. And then they also changed the port for it. It decreased from epic to rare, so there will be different colors on certain things just like that as well. They also changed the semi-auto sniper, one of my favorites. If you guys watch me, you know I always love that thing. They changed the rarity of it, so instead of it being epic and legendary to uncommon and rare, so that's pretty cool. And it says over here an increased uncommon semi-auto sniper drop chance from 1% to 2%. That's pretty good. And then they also changed the rare semi-auto sniper drop chance from 0.13 to 0.96. That's actually a pretty big boost over there. They also changed dual pistols. They also got decrease in rarity from epic and legendary to rare and epic. So basically just a change in the colors over there. Suppressed pistol decreased in rarity from epic and legendary to rare and epic. So instead of it being gold and purple, it is now blue and purple. That's just a small change. It's really not that big of a deal. They did not change the damage. Again, these are just colors. It's just kind of weird seeing some of these weapons for the first time, because I'm like, whoa, did they buff them? Did they nerf them? It's just a color change on that one. Then the burst rifle actually took a huge buff in a lot of different areas. So, important things with the burst assault rifle. I'm probably going to be making a video specifically for the burst assault rifle now that it has been technically buffed. So it says when holding down the trigger, the first 2 bursts are more accurate. Now, it doesn't say this in the patch notes, but from what I understand, their first 2 shots, if you have that 100% accuracy when you're not moving, those first 2 bullets will be 100% accurate, meaning you'll get those headshots, which is actually pretty good. It just says more accurate, but what I'm guessing is that also affects when you're moving. But if you're holding perfectly still, apparently those 2 shots are going to be 100% accurate from, again, when the reticle goes down to that perfect dot. And it says spread down sights benefit increase from 35% to 40%, so small little buff over there. The crouch spread benefit is reduced from 25 to 20%. So I want to say this is a nerf over here. Before, people were saying that they were all just straight buffs. I'm not sure if this is a typo error, but this is technically a nerf. So what that means, it says the crouch spread benefit is reduced. So what that makes me think is, do they mean that the bloom is going to be a little bit less in between the shots, or does that mean that you get more recoil? Because it would be reducing your recoil from 25% to 20%. So it's worded a little bit weird, but I want to say this is a nerf. If someone wants to comment down below exactly what they think that means, feel free to go ahead and do so. But then next up, the jumping/falling spread penalty is reduced from 25 to 10%. So what this means, if you're jumping with the burst, you used to have a lot less, I guess, or you'd have more of like a recoil, or I guess more of a bloom, if that kind of makes sense. But basically, it's just more accurate when you're jumping. And then also says sprinting spread penalty reduced from 50% to 30%. That's almost half. So when you're moving with it, there's no penalty as far as I'm aware of having another weapon in the game, with the exception of having the llama in the mode that you guys are seeing right here in the background. But then also, they changed the drop stack for the boogie bombs, so now you'll be picking up 2 boogie bombs instead of 1. They also increased the maximum stack size for stink bombs, but hardly anyone really uses those anyways, for the most part. And sometimes in streams, you'll see people use them just like kind of as memes to figure out where people are. But overall, there's not, I would say, what I consider it really effective. But they also increased the maximum stack size for the shield potions, so that is actually pretty cool. But then there is a bug issue. It's not that big of a deal. I also want to say there is something that they did not mention in the patch notes, and that has to do with potions. If you guys have noticed this, in between using a potion or any like consumable, there's like a brief period where you can't do anything. I almost want to say it's like a 0.5 seconds. I've noticed it. Definitely does exist. Again, it was not mentioned. I think that has to do with fixing another bug that was in the game. I'm sure a lot of you guys have popped a potion before, and then like you move like immediately after, but then it doesn't count the potion. It makes it as if you'd never used the potion. So that has also technically been fixed. I want to say due to them making it so you can't move for like a second, or it's like there's a brief period where you can't just pop 2 minis in a row. If you guys notice what I'm talking about, let me know, because I definitely have felt that. But they also perform, like, there's a little bit of performance issues. I don't really want to go over that, but as far as gameplay goes, it says in the moving storm phases, when the storm reaches its destination, it will cause a surge of energy that destroys player-built structures located on the storm wall. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly what this means. I haven't seen, like, the storm destroy walls. But it also says motion controls now function uniformly across the inputs on the Switch. That's just a Switch issue. Like I said, I don't like to go over too many bugs unless it's like specifically like something that's going to change the game. A lot of these seem to do with issues on the Nintendo Switch. And then also they boosted the audio volume of the remote explosives, so C4. It's a lot of this stuff is again due to Nintendo Switch players. But overall, that's pretty much the patch notes as far as all of the changes over here. We're pretty much getting towards the end of the game here, where we're going to be getting that Victory Royale pretty soon. So Anyways, I'm going to let the rest of the gameplay kind of just play out, so if you guys want to stick around, watch the Victory Royale. But those are the biggest changes in the patch notes. I'll talk a little bit about my thoughts, I guess. Might as well, since we're at it here. But overall, I think these changes are pretty good. Like I said, I didn't really like the revolver too much. It wasn't something that I, again, was a fan of. But, like I said, this is the new game mode. I'll briefly explain what you do in the game mode right here. So basically, there's multiple llamas. And to actually win, all you need to do is get a llama and take it to the van. And you'll see us do it towards the very end once everyone is dead. So how you win in this new limited time game mode is actually by just taking the llama and taking it to the van. Even if you kill all the players, which we're going to do, as in there's no one left but you still don't win. You actually have to take a llama to the cart. So basically, if all the llamas are gone, well, I don't think you can win. There are more cars that spawn in, and they are technically a little bit higher up. So what this means is you're going to have to build up towards them. Or you might be able to somehow launch yourself towards, if you land on top. Maybe that could be a cool video. I might try it one of these days. In fact, the limited time game mode is probably going to be up soon, so we're going to have to do it pretty fast. But basically what I want to try to do is maybe use a portable rift, land on top of the car, and see if I can turn it in. Because when there's a lot of people, what's going to happen is while you're building up towards the cart to try to finish off the game, what's going to happen is people will just be on the sideline shooting it down. Therefore, it's not going to be as easy. But if you're playing, it used to be in squads. By the way, the gameplay that you guys are going to be seeing isn't new, as you guys can see someone over there, they just won. Sometimes you'll see some of the characters in this game mode, they will do a T-pose. Since we're pretty much at the end of the gameplay, I remember, like, there's really nothing that goes on for the next minute, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fast forward this gameplay over here so you guys can see the Victory Royale a little bit faster here. So, okay, so we're building up. There's a guy over here. I remember this part because we're getting towards the very end. This is all just taken from my live stream, so maybe I'll just play the audio in the gameplay in the background.
There's stuff in the back.
But, yeah, I think that most of these changes are pretty good. I've been pretty happy with most of the Fortnite changes. I just wish that they made it so materials were a little bit easy to gather. I thought I shot over there, to be honest, but going for them toes, man. But, yeah, this game mode, it's okay. I think it's fun for a couple tries. You're seeing me hold the llama right here, and you will move a little bit slower by 10%. That double barrel, so good, man.
This guy's going for the van right here.
Are you wanting to shoot him down? But yeah, we are playing on the newer patch, which
he's right there on top of the
did have all of these changes. But as far as gameplay wise, there's not like a huge change.
See if you can shoot down the other piece.
But in this game mode, you do get materials a lot faster.
Okay, I'm knocking that little building down. I hit him for 11. He's white.
So we knocked down that
should be pretty easy.
thing so he couldn't escape. Because he's going to try to escape.
Let me finish this off.
Let me get a 10k. At least a double digit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, alright. Unfortunately, we got shot over there. But you're going to see my shields and my health will just start regenerating. But I'm going to go ahead and pop 2 minis right here just so. And there's that small little pause. Before you're able to pop 2 minis just like instantly. So we're going to go ahead and just push towards this guy. It's the last kid, by the way. 150. I love the heavy sniper, but as far as the grappling, I think I have some gameplay.
Why is it reloading still?
It's already one out of... What? Yeah, that was a glitch. I had no idea what happened over there. But I'm pretty happy with this latest patch. Let me know if you guys don't like anything. Are you sad that the revolver's gone? For me, I just wish they also took out pistols. But I'm glad that they
his toes, though. See if we can get his toes.
Buffed up the burst rifle, because I've always hated those. But I'm going to try to get you guys a lot of gameplay, or like a full gameplay where we just primarily focus on using the
Hey, yo, this game was not that bad.
My friend was complaining the whole time we were playing this game mode. So you can see there's no one left, so we can turn it in. It's duos.
Game.
There we go. It's that music. But anyways, guys, that's it for the patch notes. I just wish the ending. Let me know what you thought of the new game mode. If you've played the Getaway, that is it. And like I said, you can do that at any point. You can just end the game. But you have to actually build up to get there. Otherwise, you don't win the game. But those are the latest patch notes for 5.4. Let me know your thoughts down below on any of the stuff that we talked about. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to see more Fortnite patch notes just like this one. And other Fortnite, other gaming content. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. I'm signing out.